10 years after graduation, a room full of old classmates surrounds He Qiang at their reunion.
They are all teasing him about how he relentlessly chased the school beauty back in high school. Suddenly, one guy leans in to stir the pot, asking if He Qiang still likes her.
He Qiang glances down at his watch, just as Su Baizhou herself pushes the door open.
He immediately waves at her. "Hey wifey, this crowd is bringing up our high school drama again." The moment those words leave his mouth, the entire private room goes dead silent. While everyone else is standing there completely stunned, Su Baizhou just walks over with a smile. She sits down next to him like it is nothing, leaning in to kiss his cheek. "Do not listen to them," she tells everyone. "My husband was actually super handsome back then." Looking at her sitting by his side, He Qiang feels a wave of pure warmth.
Honestly, who would have thought that the school beauty who literally rejected him 13 times
is now his wife of 2 years? Talk about an absolute top-tier upgrade right there. None of their old classmates actually know that during his very last confession, she actually gave him a very clear yes. But let us rewind to He Qiang back then. He was just an ordinary high school senior, completely blending into any crowd. Average height, plain looks, and zero presence. His grades were totally average, but he was holding on to one massive, not-so-ordinary crush. He was madly in love with Su Baizhou ever since their very first day of high school. That feeling lasted all the way to senior year. And today? Today is his 13th attempt. His buddy already knows and asks why he keeps doing this. His best friend Zhang Haoyu pats his shoulder with a sigh of pure helplessness. 12 rejections already? Are you not tired of hitting a wall? He Qiang just adjusts his collar. With slightly trembling fingers, he repeats to himself that 13 is a lucky number. It has to work. He casually tells his friend that 13 is a great number.
Zhang Haoyu laughs, saying her rejection excuses could literally be compiled into a whole comedy book.
Counting them on his fingers, Zhang recalls her saying she needs to focus on her exams. Or that she's not ready to date, or that her mom would not approve.
Or that she did not wash her hair today.
He Qiang quickly cuts him off. He says this time is different, with a confidence he does not even realize he has. Zhang Haoyu rolls his eyes. Honestly, we all have that one friend who never learns. He pulls out a love letter that practically burns in his hand, a month of hard work. He revised it 20 times. Naturally, Zhang Haoyu leans in, trying to sneak a peek. "Let me see," his friend says, but He Qiang quickly stuffs the letter into his pocket. He is terrified his buddy will ruin it, but the letter boils down to one simple line. It is his final ultimatum to himself. This is the absolute last time.
If she rejects him now, he will never bother her again. But he has no idea.
Just a few feet away, Su Baizhou's deskmate Zhou Shaoqi has already witnessed the entire thing. The moment the lunch bell rings, Zhou Shaoqi dashes right back to the classroom. Out of breath, she gasps out that He Qiang is on his way to confess again. She adds that this is literally his 13th attempt. Hearing this, Su Baizhou freezes mid-calculation. Her pen halts instantly, leaving a small ink stain spreading on her scratch paper. "Where is he this time?" she asks, her voice barely louder than a whisper. Under the third tree by the playground, Xiao Shaoqi answers, giving her a knowing look. She smirks, asking if she is really not going to go. Su Baizhou bites her lip. She lowers her head, pretending to study, and mutters that she still has math problems to finish. Zhou Shaoqi leans in, whispering if Su Baizhou secretly likes him after all. "Stop talking nonsense," Su Baizhou mutters as her cheeks instantly flush bright red. She still quietly defends herself, saying she just thinks he is a pretty persistent guy. The moment the school bell rings, He Qiang's heart starts beating like a wild drum. It is pounding non-stop. He stands waiting right under the big tree. He clutches the love letter so tightly that his sweaty palms are literally soaking the paper. Classmates walk past. A few mischievous guys whistle and start teasing him as Changge. "Are you waiting for our school beauty again?" they ask. "Will you win her over this time?" He completely ignores their teasing, keeping his eyes glued to the school entrance. His anticipation and nerves tangle together in a giant mess. Then, 5 minutes later, the girl of his dreams finally appears, wearing her clean school uniform. Her ponytail sways gently with every step, making her look like a bright little sun. She pauses briefly upon seeing him, then quietly walks straight toward him.
Deep breath. He is about to speak. But she beats him to it, her voice sounding as gentle as a soft breeze.
You do not need to say anything, she says, making his heart instantly drop.
It sinks. Is he seriously going to fail for the 13th time? Talk about crazy dedication. Forcing a bitter smile, he holds the confession letter out to her.
This is the final time, he says. I won't bother you any more after this.
She takes the letter but doesn't open it right away as the wind blows through the trees. The rustling leaves sound like they are letting out a sad sigh on his behalf.
Silence. A mere 10 seconds.
Yet it feels like an entire century, every passing second tightening around his chest.
Okay, she suddenly says, wait, what?
It hits his ears like thunder, leaving him completely frozen.
Doubting his hearing, he stammers out, "What was okay?" I said, okay. Su Baizhou's face is completely flushed, but her voice is crystal clear.
I agree, she says, and his mind suddenly goes totally blank with a loud buzz. Every single confession line he had practiced 1,000,000 times instantly vanishes from his head.
You mean... He stammers, his tongue literally tying itself in knots.
I said, I agree to be your girlfriend, Su Baizhou blurts out incredibly fast.
As if afraid she might regret it, she quickly adds that there are 2 conditions.
What conditions? He Qiang is so excited he almost jumps straight into the air. His heart is practically leaping out of his throat as she warns him not to affect their studies.
Before the college entrance exam, they must act just like normal friends. No problem, He Qiang agrees instantly.
Second, nobody else can know about this until after the college entrance exam is over.
He nods his head frantically, shaking it so hard it feels like it might fly off.
I promise, he vows, as Su Baizhou carefully slips the letter inside her backpack.
She says softly that she will see him tomorrow, then turns around to leave.
But she cannot help turning back to look at him one last time, and that single glance.
It is so incredibly gentle that He Qiang feels all 12 of his previous rejections were totally worth it. The very next morning, he drags himself out of bed before the sun even rises.
He waits early at the school gate, and the moment Su Baizhou spots him,
She simply gives a tiny nod and walks straight past him into the school.
He quickly jogs to catch up, greeting her with a huge smile. "Morning," he says.
He whispers a quick reply but keeps walking.
Did you read my letter from yesterday? Qiang eagerly asks.
She says yes, but cuts him off before he can ask more, pointing out their classroom.
Su Baizhou winks at him, whispering about their secret canteen meeting at noon.
Qiang is left frozen in place, staring at her slender figure as she walks away. He is feeling all warm and fuzzy when his buddy Zhang Haoyu suddenly pops out of nowhere. Slinging an arm around his shoulder, his buddy tells him not to sweat another rejection.
Haoyu offers to buy him breakfast, but Qiang stops himself, remembering his secret promise with her.
He swallows his words, decides to keep quiet, and just goes to grab some grub.
Safe to say, Qiang does not absorb a single word during the entire morning class. His eyes literally have a mind of their own, constantly drifting towards Su Baizhou's desk. She is sitting perfectly straight, diligently taking notes like the model student she is. Honestly, even her side profile is insanely gorgeous. During break, Zhao Xiaoxi drags her to the restroom. Walking past his desk, Zhou Xiaoqi can't resist making a silly face at him. She whispers for Qiang to go for it, while a blushing Su Baizhou quickly drags her away. Flustered, Su Baizhou urges her friend to hurry up. Finally, lunchtime arrives. Our boy Qiang is the absolute first to bolt from the classroom, sprinting straight to the canteen. He manages to lock down 2 prime seats by the window. 5 minutes later, she appears. Su Baizhou walks over with her food tray, naturally sliding into the seat right next to him. She suddenly asks if he got that math problem from earlier, catching him completely off guard. "Which one?" Qiang stammers, his brain still totally blanking out in front of her. Pointing out the function problem, Su Baizhou pulls out her detailed notebook.
She seriously offers to teach him, and just like that, their secret dynamic begins. Their secret romance officially kicks off, and honestly, their chemistry is top tier, as they meet up for lunch every single day. They solve math problems side by side, and she patiently explains every single step. Qiang always rushes to fetch her water, and they chat about the latest school drama.
They talk about their future dreams, yet they both carefully avoid labeling their relationship. Still, that unspoken electric sweetness is definitely lingering in the air.
Cut to a week later during lunch break, they are sitting on the school bleachers. Soaking up the warm afternoon sun, she softly asks which college he wants to attend. Su Baizhou gazes at the distant sky, as Qiang admits he honestly has no idea. Scratching his head, he confesses his grades are pretty mediocre. Feeling a bit embarrassed, he asks about her, and she says she wants to go to Beijing. With shining eyes, she talks about wanting to see Tiananmen Square and the Forbidden City. Then I am going to Beijing too, Qiang blurts out without a single second thought. Su Baizhou turns to look at him, her eyes carrying a gentle, teasing look.
She notes his scores might not make the cut, but he instantly vows to work hard. Staring straight into her eyes, he delivers his promise with absolute, unwavering sincerity.
He says he wants to be with her, which makes her cheeks turn bright red once again.
She jokingly huffs, asking who said she would be with him, but he counters that she already agreed.
Blushing deeply, she says that is only after the big exam, before quickly standing up to head back. Watching her run off, Qiang makes a silent vow, and trust me, his academic glow-up is about to be legendary, that he is absolutely making it to Beijing.
He is going to stand right by her side, no matter what. From that day on, everything changes.
Our boy literally turns into a demon student, waking up at 5 a.m. sharp to memorize vocabulary. He stops dozing off in class and grinds through practice exams until midnight every single night. Whenever he was sleepy, he splashed cold water on his face. Fast forward a month to the mock exams.
He literally jumped up 200 ranks, earning a special shout-out from his teacher.
The teacher tells everyone that He Qiang made massive progress and they should all follow his lead.
After class, Su Baizhou walks past his desk and quietly leaves a strawberry candy right there.
He picks up the candy, unwraps it, and pops it in his mouth.
The sweetness hits his heart instantly. Honestly, these two are way too cute.
His friend Zhang Haoyu leans over completely confused, asking if he took the wrong medicine. Why study so hard? He Qiang simply says he is aiming for Beijing. He is dead serious. It is all for Su Baizhou. His friend gasps, realizing this crazy guy still hasn't given up on her yet. This time is totally different, He Qiang replies, giving him a mysterious smirk. With his secret romance blooming, the days start flying by incredibly fast. The college entrance exam countdown on the board drops from 3 digits down to 2. Meanwhile, his relationship with Su Baizhou is quietly starting to shift. She starts asking him for help with tough questions and hands him water after gym class. She even lingers around after school just so they can walk home together. But they keep their promise, making sure absolutely nobody suspects a thing. That is until one Friday afternoon after the final bell rings. The two of them stay behind for cleaning duty and she is sweeping the floor. He is wiping the blackboard when she suddenly mentions her birthday is next Wednesday. Her voice is soft as a feather, making him turn around in pure excitement. He asks what kind of gift she wants, totally thrilled. He promises to save up, but she just shakes her head, rejecting any gifts. With blushing cheeks, she asks if he can come to her apartment building that night. She mentions her parents will be out, and his heart instantly skips a beat. His chest is pounding like crazy, so he quickly nods and agrees. He immediately agrees to go, but right at that exact moment, the back door slams open and Zhang Haoyu barges in with a group of guys. He loudly yells for He Qiang to play basketball, but then they look inside. Seeing only He Qiang and Su Baizhou alone in the room, they completely freeze. Everyone stops dead in their tracks as the entire room goes dead silent. It is so quiet you can hear them breathing, so He Qiang quickly speaks up. He drops the eraser to explain they are just cleaning, though his palms are sweating. Just cleaning, huh? Zhang Haoyu teases, his eyes practically exploding with pure gossip. The guys back out, telling them to carry on, but their smirk says everything. You just know they are going to spread rumors, and sure enough, by the next day, the entire class is talking about them. Classmates whisper about He Qiang and Su Baizhou secretly dating, but some do not believe it. After all, she rejected him so many times before. But others disagree. Someone saw them completely alone in the classroom, looking way too close. During the break, Zhao Shaoqi runs up to Su Baizhou and whispers,
She asks if the rumors about her and He Qiang are actually true.
Su Baizhou blushes bright red, telling her friend not to listen to gossip. She looks over at He Qiang in a panic, and he gently shakes his head.
He tells her not to worry because he has her back, but things only get worse.
During PE free time, the biggest troublemaker in class, Chen Shuhuan, starts loudly teasing He Qiang. He asks if He Qiang actually bagged the school beauty, demanding he share his secrets with the boys. A bunch of guys start laughing along, making a massive scene that the entire class can hear. Su Baizhou is standing with the other girls, keeping her head down.
She is gripping her dress in silence, and He Qiang clenches his fists.
Pure anger flares up inside him, and he snaps at Chen Shuhuan to stop talking trash. Chen Shuhuan steps right up to his face, smugly claiming the entire class already knows about them. He Qiang stands straight up, easily half a head taller, asking him what exactly they did. Completely dominating him with sheer presence, He Qiang demands if tutoring with Su Baizhou is a crime? But the troublemaker sneers, asking why tutoring requires being alone and whispering in empty classrooms. Chen Shuhuan just won't let it go, wearing the most punchable, mocking grin. Just as a massive fight is about to break out, the PE teacher blows the whistle. Time to line up. The drama gets put on hold, but He Qiang knows this is far from over. After school, Su Baizhou stops He Qiang in the hallway, calling out his name. She looks down, softly suggesting they should probably stop walking home together. Her voice sounds incredibly hurt, but He Qiang asks why they should care about stupid rumors. He Qiang frowns while Su Baizhou bites her lip, worried her strict parents will find out.
With red eyes, she explains they are super strict and things will get bad if they know.
His heart softens immediately, and he understandingly nods, agreeing to her wish. They can wait out the storm, but she reminds him not to forget Wednesday night. She whispers the reminder and then quickly runs off. For the next few days, the two of them deliberately keep their distance.
But Chen Shuhan and his annoying crew keep spreading the drama.
They even make up a stupid jingle about He Qiang asking her out 13 times to get her. He Qiang's best friend, Zhang Haoyu, is absolutely furious and pats him on the shoulder. He asks if they should go fold these guys, but He Qiang tells him to drop it. Staring at his textbook, He Qiang forces himself to suppress his burning anger. With college entrance exams right around the corner, he cannot afford any trouble, but he is dying to punch someone. He desperately wants to destroy Chen Shuhuan, but finally, Wednesday arrives. He Qiang carefully prepares a silver bracelet, which cost him 3 whole months of saved allowance.
He spent forever picking the perfect style. Finally, at 8 p.m.
He arrives right on time outside Su Baizhou's apartment building. Her balcony on the 3rd floor has a warm, cozy yellow light shining down. He texts her that he is downstairs, and just 2 minutes later, Su Baizhou walks out wearing a beautiful white dress. Her long hair drapes over her shoulders as the moonlight perfectly frames her. Not gonna lie, she looks like an actual goddess descending from heaven. He Qiang wishes her a happy birthday. He hands over the gift, his palms sweating from pure nervousness. Su Baizhou opens the box, and her eyes instantly light up at the beautiful silver. He Qiang gently takes the bracelet, offering to put it on her. He carefully clasps it around her delicate wrist under the soft moonlight. The silver chain sparkles, making her look absolutely stunning. She calls his name in the most incredibly gentle, soft voice. He Qiang looks at her, his heart completely skipping a beat. She looks up into his eyes and confesses she has liked him for a very long time.
Honestly, she admits that ever since his 7th confession,
she liked him too. He is stunned, his mind going totally blank. She explains she was just scared of grades dropping and classmates gossiping. Her smile is soft and teasing. Besides, his constant confessions were pretty cute. He Qiang is too choked up with pure joy to even speak. He just stares foolishly as she says she wanted this birthday just for them. Su Baizhou whispers, just the two of us. They sit together on that neighborhood bench talking for hours, discussing dreams and college plans. They share deep secrets, wondering what happens if they get into the same college. Leaning gently on his shoulder, she asks softly if they can finally go public. He eagerly agrees, squeezing her hand. At that exact moment, He Qiang feels like the luckiest guy alive. He literally feels like he owns the universe, totally clueless about what comes next. because lurking in the shadows of the nearby bushes, Chen Shuhuan is already holding up his phone. He secretly snaps a photo of the couple. The next day at school, the vibe is totally off.
Classmates whisper behind his back.
His friend Zhang Haoyu suddenly rushes over, dragging He Qiang into a corner.
He frantically warns that something is terribly wrong.
Sensing immediate disaster, he hears that Chen Shuhuan took a picture of them. He leaked it to the class group chat. Nah, that is actually insane.
His mind completely explodes.
And there it is, right inside the chat. A photo of He Qiang and Su Baizhou sitting closely on that bench.
Dim light or not, everyone recognizes them instantly.
The chat is absolutely exploding, with everyone saying they got hard proof. Nobody expected Su Baizhou to actually say yes to He Qiang like that.
Others worry about the teachers finding out.
His knuckles turn white as absolute rage suddenly boils up inside his chest. He frantically asks about Su Baizhou, but Zhang Haoyu says she isn't here.
He refuses to hide.
Gritting his teeth, he is completely consumed by pure fury.
He marches over. The villain is proudly showing off the leaked picture to a crowd around him.
He Qiang charges forward, violently grabbing his collar.
Chen Shuhuan tries to break free, a smug, highly provocative sneer on his face.
He claims it is just facts. Trembling, He Qiang is told to go ahead and sue. Chen Shuhuan just scoffs, raising his voice so everyone hears.
Classmates crowd around.
Some try to stop them, while others just enjoy the drama.
The entire classroom is in total chaos when suddenly something crazy happens. Su Baizhou walks into the classroom clearly already knowing what went down. He's pale but trying to look calm, telling He Qiang to let go. His voice is super quiet, yet it carries this absolute, unquestionable authority. He Qiang lets go, and Chen Shuhuan starts smoothing out his wrinkled shirt. Looking totally smug, the villain says Su Baizhou got there just in time. Chen Shuhuan holds up his phone with the most annoying, sarcastic smirk. He demands an explanation for the photos, while Su Baizhou walks over to He Qiang. Without hesitating for a single second, he grabs his hand, making everyone gasp. Like, no shot! Then he just casually drops that they're actually dating. He boldly asks the class what's wrong with that, leaving He Qiang completely stunned.
Honestly, this is so wholesome, He Qiang can't help but feel emotional.
Chen Shuhuan is completely blindsided, stammering that they're in a forbidden relationship. He's totally speechless because he never expected such a direct confession.
Su Baizhou points out they'll be adults after exams, so it's not forbidden.
His comeback is so calm, and his eyes are incredibly sharp. He calls out the villain for taking secret photos and spreading them around.
That's a massive invasion of privacy, and they can literally call the police.
Chen Shuhuan freezes, and that smug grin on his face instantly vanishes. Now delete those photos and post a public apology in the chat. Su Baizhou says it word for word, making sure it hurts. At this point, the classroom is so quiet, you could hear a pin drop. Under everyone's intense stares, Chen Shuhuan's face turns red and white with embarrassment. He finally folds, deletes the photos, and posts a half-hearted apology. The drama settles, but now the relationship is out in the open. Naturally, the homeroom teacher finds out, and during lunch break, they're summoned. Inside the office, the teacher straight up asks if they're dating.
He adjusts his glasses and looks at them with a totally calm face.
He Qiang immediately speaks up, taking all the blame to protect his partner. He insists they've been supporting each other and pushing to study harder. To prove it, He Qiang quickly hands over his latest report card. His grades have literally been going up with every single exam. The teacher reviews the report card, then turns his gaze to Su Baizhou. He notes that Su Baizhou's grades have always been exceptionally solid. Su Baizhou promises they will put all their focus on studying for exams. He sincerely asks for a chance, leaving the teacher silent for a moment. With a sigh, the teacher says he doesn't mind feelings, but boundaries matter. Getting serious, he reminds them there are only 2 months left. If their grades slip even a little, he will call their parents immediately. They both thank the teacher at the exact same time. Walking out, they finally feel a massive weight lifted off their shoulders. Su Baizhou lets out a huge breath, admitting he was actually terrified. He pokes his tongue out playfully, making He Qiang chuckle at how cute he is.
He Qiang is just in awe, telling him how brave he was in the classroom.
Su Baizhou smiles, admitting that his heart was actually pounding the whole time.
But his eyes sparkle as he explains that seeing He Qiang protect him made it worth it. Basically, he refuses to back down, and they just share this sweet smile.
Their hands naturally slide together as the beautiful, warm sunlight pours over them. Warm and blinding. From that day on,
They no longer have to hide their relationship, walking to school together.
Grabbing meals and grinding exam prep side by side in the classroom. Classmates go from whispering nonstop to slowly just getting used to the couple. Some girls even whisper about how perfect they look together. Then, 2 months before the exam,
they lock in, putting literally every single second of their time into studying.
Su Baizhou helps him with his weak subjects while he strengthens her best ones.
Working side by side is exhausting, but they are incredibly happy. By the final mock exam, our boy actually cracks the top 100. When the time comes to apply, they promise to head to Beijing together.
He checks the schools, and they both actually have a real shot at getting in. Su Baizhou points at the application list, her eyes sparkling with pure excitement.
He squeezes her hand, suggesting they list their choices in the exact same order.
With hearts full of anticipation, they carefully lock in their college choices.
They hand the forms to the teacher and walk out of school together.
Under the gorgeous sunset that stretches their shadows long, Su Baizhou suddenly stops to call out to him, He Qiang,
saying that no matter where they end up, they absolutely must stay together.
She looks him straight in the eye, totally serious, and he promises they will.
He tightly squeezes her hand, locking her beautiful promise deep into his heart for the rest of his life. During the grueling 2 days of the exam, they constantly cheer each other on. Their eyes are filled with absolute trust and mutual encouragement. When the final exam bell finally rings, he looks out at the open sky, knowing that their brand new life is about to begin.
All right, so on the day the results drop, our boy's palms are literally sweating from anxiety.
His fingers are shaking as the scoring system gets absolutely jammed with heavy traffic. He refreshes over a dozen times before finally logging in. Total score, 598. He completely freezes. Then he literally leaps out of his seat, screaming and celebrating like absolutely crazy. This score actually gives him a real shot at Beijing. He immediately pulls out his phone to call Su Baizhou.
His voice is shaking as he asks if she checked her score yet. There is a heavy silence on the line before her quiet voice comes through. 625.
He is so hyped he can barely speak, realizing they can both make it to Beijing. They can finally stay together. But then Su Baizhou's voice starts to tremble, sounding way off.
Something feels completely off. She quietly confesses that her parents want her to go to Shanghai.
Nah, that is insane. His heart instantly drops, and all that hype vanishes into thin air.
Why? He asks, utterly devastated. Did they not promise to go to Beijing together?
His voice goes completely hoarse as she explains that a university in Shanghai has actually sent her an early admission offer.
Her voice is starting to break with tears. Her parents say this opportunity is just too massive to pass up, forcing her to go. But what about you? What do you actually want? He begs, clinging to any hope. She whispers that she has no idea, sounding completely helpless. Then, that night, they meet up at their usual spot, and Su Baizhou's eyes are completely swollen. Clearly, she has been crying for hours, with tear stains still on her face. She chokes up, admitting she had a massive fight with her parents. But they are totally unyielding, and she simply cannot change their minds.
He Qiang grits his teeth, telling her that if she really wants to go to Shanghai,
he will literally go with her. But honestly, his scores are not even close to Shanghai's top schools. Su Baizhou just shakes her head as tears start streaming down her face. Besides, would his parents ever agree? He falls completely silent. His dad already promised to cover everything if he made it to Beijing. Tuition, living expenses, everything. So now what are they supposed to do?
His voice cracks, and honestly, the sheer heartbreak here is just painful to watch.
Su Baizhou grabs his hands, looking up tearfully.
She suggests a long-distance relationship, leaving him completely stunned.
He forces a weak smile, saying it is only 4 years. Daily video calls, meeting up on breaks.
Once they finally graduate from college, they will be together forever. Looking deep into her eyes, he sees her pain. But he also sees her absolute determination, so he slowly nods. Finally, his tears overflow. For years. He will wait. So the decision is made. He Qiang goes to a normal college in Beijing while she heads to Shanghai. Before classes start, they meet at the train station. Her train leaves first. On the platform, she hugs him incredibly tight, completely soaking his shirt with her tears.
She demands that he call in video chat every day, warning him not to look at other girls.
He promises she is his only one. No backing out. Then suddenly, the train horn blares.
Time to go. She whispers that she loves him. Soft, yet incredibly firm.
I love you too, He Qiang says, holding her close. Neither wants to let go, but the train slowly begins to move. He stands alone on the platform, watching her fade into the distance. She vanishes. His tears finally pour. His own train is scheduled for the afternoon, so he waits inside. Staring at his phone, he sees a text from her saying she is already missing him so much. His tears drip right onto the screen as he replies that he does too. Just like that, their college life begins with him in Beijing. Meanwhile, she is in Shanghai, separated by over 1,000 kilometers. They pack to call daily and write weekly. They even exchange monthly gifts. But let me tell you, long distance hits different. Different schedules, different sleep cycles. With completely different social circles, his late-night attempts to call her start missing her entirely.
She is always studying in the library.
Other times she wants to chat, but he is completely caught up in club activities. The first month they video called 28 times, but next month it was 20. By month 3, it dropped to 15. The connection is literally fading. A massive rift forms, leading to their very first real fight in November. It was his birthday, and she promised to jump on a video call at 7 p.m. sharp. He literally ditched his roommate's birthday plans, waiting alone in his empty dorm from 6 to 8 p.m. Finally, at 8:30, she texts a quick apology about her class running late. Reading that she just finished, his frustration instantly boils over. Honestly, I do not blame him. He Qiang texts him about waiting for over an hour, but Baizhou replies he did not want this either. He was stuck in the lab, sounding totally defensive. He Qiang fires back that no matter how busy he was, a quick heads up was the bare minimum. But Baizhou explains his phone literally died and he texted the second he got a charge. They argue until everything ends in bitter silence. That night, He Qiang lies awake staring at the ceiling, feeling completely drained and lost. Can a long-distance relationship really survive 4 years? The next day, Baizhou swallows his pride and calls. His voice shakes as he apologizes, crying. He Qiang instantly softens up, admitting that he also made mistakes and should not have snapped. He sighs, and all his anger melts away. All that is left is pure heartache. He whispers that he misses him, and Baizhou chokes up too. They make up, but deep down, He Qiang knows the damage is already done.
An invisible crack has formed between them. Then, winter break finally arrives, which is a major turning point.
They plan to meet at the train station back home, and He Qiang spots him instantly at the exit. Baizhou looks thinner, but even more handsome, carrying this new, sophisticated college vibe. They throw themselves into a tight hug, completely ignoring the crowds of people staring at them. Honestly, they do not care. He Qiang just runs his fingers through Baizhou's hair, feeling so relieved. Baizhou laughs, lightly touching He Qiang's chin and teasing him about growing a beard. They laugh and play around, feeling exactly like they did back in high school. But over those 2 weeks together, He Qiang can feel that some things have definitely changed. Conversation dies, replaced by awkward silence. Baizhou talks about the exciting life in Shanghai, while He Qiang shares his daily grind in Beijing. They fight again right before school starts. The trigger is He Qiang wanting Baizhou to reschedule his train ticket to stay one more day. But Baizhou refuses, saying the ticket is already booked and changing it is a huge hassle. Can you not just make a compromise for me once? He Qiang blurts out. His voice is dripping with hurt, while Baizhou snaps back, asking why He Qiang cannot understand him. Even though Baizhou is furious, he ultimately gives in and changes the train ticket. He stays the extra day, but the vibe between them remains incredibly awkward.
On the train back, He Qiang gets a heartbreakingly long letter, and honestly, this emotional payoff hits like a truck. Baizhou writes that they are drifting apart, and it is not just about the physical miles.
Maybe they were just too naive.
Reading those heavy words, He Qiang's hands start shaking uncontrollably. A breakup? Terrified, he dials him. The phone rings for what feels like eternity before Baizhou finally picks up. He Qiang asks in a cracked, hoarse voice if Baizhou really wrote that letter. Baizhou's voice is flat, terrifying him. He says he is completely serious. He Qiang begs, asking if they are really ending over petty arguments. We can work through this, He Qiang insists. We really can. It is not a petty argument, Baizhou cuts him off.
The reality is they are heading down completely different paths now. He Qiang is in Beijing.
While Baizhou is in Shanghai, their social circles, their goals and plans for the future have split. He Qiang argues they can be together after graduation. He desperately clings to that hope, but Baizhou asks what happens after they graduate. Who compromises? Will He Qiang throw away his entire life in Beijing just to move to Shanghai? She asks if she should give up Shanghai for Beijing, leaving him completely speechless. Let us just cool off for a while, Su Baizhou says, her voice sounding incredibly exhausted. No contact for now, she says, and the phone goes completely dead.
He Qiang stares out at the rushing scenery as silent tears stream down his face.
A cooling off period, but it quickly turns into a painful Cold War, lasting weeks. An entire month passes with zero contact before his friend Zhang Haiyu visits him in Beijing. The first thing his friend asks is what on earth happened with him and Su Baizhou. Noting she has not posted their photos in forever, He Qiang quietly admits they broke up. Honestly, guys, his heart feels completely hollowed out as his friend refuses to believe this ended. Zhang Haoyu is completely stunned, but He Qiang just says long distance was too hard. He Qiang lets out a bitter laugh and downs his drink in one go. His buddy pats him on the shoulder, telling him to move on since college has plenty of other girls. You will find someone, but He Qiang just smiles in silent heartbreak. After that, he desperately tries to move on by throwing himself into college club activities. He meets new people and even gets pretty close to a girl from his department. But honestly, whenever the night gets quiet, he still cannot help but think of Su Baizhou. He Qiang remembers her rejection back in high school and the exact beautiful moment she finally said yes. He also remembers studying together in the classroom and the gorgeous moonlight shining under those plane trees. On Christmas, during his sophomore year, a surprise package arrives for him all the way from Shanghai. Opening it up, he finds the exact silver bracelet he had once gifted her. A note inside reads, He Qiang, I have thought about this a lot. I decided to return this bracelet. Thank you for giving me such incredibly beautiful memories. She wishes him happiness, a short phrase that he ends up staring at for hours. Eyes turning red, He Qiang ultimately decides not to write back. And just like that, they left each other in the past. Honestly, this is low-key heartbreaking. Time really flies, and before he knows it, college graduation is over and work begins. Settling into a routine, he works as a software programmer at a tech company in Beijing. He lives that grueling 9-to-9 routine, sometimes even pulling all-nighters until dawn. Since starting his career, he has dated twice, but both relationships slowly faded away. One partner clashed with him constantly, while the other ended up moving abroad for studies. After parting ways peacefully, his friends try setting him up with several other girls. But he just cannot bring himself to care, and Zhang Haoyu knows Su Baizhou is still there. Seriously, it has been years, He Qiang, his friend urges, telling him to finally let her go. I let her go, He Qiang stubbornly lies to himself. Deep down, he knows how empty those words are, especially since she still haunts his dreams. He still dreams of their old high school classroom and that beautiful plane tree. Dreaming of her smiling face saying she accepts him, and then spring of 2023 arrives. Their old class president organizes a 10-year reunion, but He Qiang is incredibly hesitant to go. Zhang Haiyu drags him along anyway, insisting he go because even Chen Shuhan is attending. His friend points out he's doing so well now, so why not show off a little? He Qiang shrugs it off, but his buddy reminds him of his 500,000 yuan salary. Plus, owning a house and car in Beijing is basically the ultimate flex.
Unable to resist the constant begging, He Qiang finally gives in. He books a flight back to his hometown, where the reunion is booked. And as he arrives at the upscale hotel private room,
Over a dozen people are already in the VIP room when Zhang Haoyu runs up and pulls He Qiang inside.
turns out Chen Shuan is also there, and he's definitely gained quite a bit of weight. With a round belly, word on the street is he opened a supermarket back home. Chen boasts about his cozy life, then spots He Qiang, calling him the big boss back from Beijing.
Chen sizes him up with this patronizing look, saying big city guys really hit different.
His tone is dripping with sarcasm as he asks if that suit cost a fortune.
He Qiang just shrugs it off, too tired to even bother with his nonsense.
More old classmates start rolling in, and the whole room quickly gets super loud. Everyone gathers around the table, catching up and gossiping about how life has been. From jobs to families, like how some went into teaching. Others passed civil service exams, and a few actually struck gold running businesses. Suddenly, Chen Shuhuan raises his voice, making sure the entire room is looking right at him.
This guy is seriously trying to humiliate him, bringing up how He Qiang got rejected by Su Baizhou.
12 whole times, causing another guy to instantly burst out laughing, saying he definitely remembers. That 13th love letter almost made him a total joke before Su Baizhou moved to Shanghai. They mention she is still single, asking He Qiang if he still carries a torch for her. As the crowd starts jeering, He Qiang just takes a sip of his tea and stays silent. Zhang Haoyu quickly tries to save the day, telling them to drop that ancient history. But Chen just smirks, claiming he is simply curious. Refusing to let it go, Chen turns to the class monitor to ask another question. He asks if Su Baizhou is coming, and the class monitor replies she's stuck in traffic. Hearing that, He Qiang's heart instantly skips a beat.
She is actually coming. It has been 10 long years since they last met.
He had imagined their reunion a million times, but honestly, this is the worst possible timing. Right then, the door swings open and a woman steps into the room. She smiles and apologizes to everyone for getting stuck in that terrible traffic. Every single person freezes and looks over at the entrance. It is Su Baizhou.
She looks different, yet exactly the same, now sporting a sharp, elegant short haircut.
With some light makeup and a sharp business suit, she looks incredibly professional. She radiates this mature, confident energy, but those clear eyes of hers haven't changed. She is still the girl from his memories as the classmates yell out their hellos. The crowd immediately swarms her, throwing out all kinds of warm welcomes. She politely chats with everyone while her eyes slowly scan the entire room. Her gaze locks onto He Qiang for just a split second before smoothly drifting away. And of course, Chen Shuan starts instigating again, squeezing right next to her. He loudly asks if she remembers He Qiang, who was completely head over heels back then. Su Baizhou just offers a calm smile, saying she remembers, and asks if he's single. Chen laughs hysterically, asking if they want to give love another shot. Chen is low-key being a total menace here, and the rest of the room is just enabling him. The entire room erupts into chaotic noise, but Su Baizhou doesn't take the bait. She simply picks a seat as far away from He Qiang as possible and sits down. Dinner officially starts, and everyone begins drinking and laughing. The vibes are high, but a super drunk Chen Shuhan starts bringing up old drama again. He goes on to exaggerate He Qiang's old confessions, making him look like a total clown. He loudly slurs that Su Baizhou really should have just accepted him back then. Look how well he is doing now, with a house and car in Beijing. A 6-figure salary, and the others keep chiming in. What a perfect match. Too bad they missed out on it. And He Qiang wrinkles his brow. Feeling annoyed, he tells them to stop, but they just laugh and keep going. Chen Shuhan raises his glass, staring at He Qiang with completely drunk and glazed-over eyes. He loudly asks if He Qiang still likes her, instantly locking every single eye in the room right onto him. He Qiang merely glances down at his watch before slowly raising his head. He waves right toward the gorgeous Su Baizhou, casually calling her his wife. He complains that everyone is bringing up their old high school embarrassing drama, and the room instantly goes dead silent. Su Baizhou freezes for a split second, but then she gracefully stands up. Under everyone's completely shocked stares, she walks right over and sits next to him. Now this is wild!
She leans in and plants a soft kiss on his cheek, telling him to ignore their nonsense. She declares her husband was built different back then, while Chen Shuhan completely freezes. His wine glass slips right out of his hand, shattering into pieces. This payoff is so satisfying. Stuttering in pure disbelief, he stares at them like he is seeing a ghost. Absolutely crazy.
Su Baizhou links her arm through He Qiang's, casually revealing they have been married for 2 years.
With a gentle smile, she adds, they just kept it a secret from everyone.
The room instantly explodes, like, wait, they are married? I did not see that plot twist coming. They demand to know when this happened and why there was no news.
Asking if they did not break up years ago, Su Baizhou just smiles and starts explaining.
She explains they did break up during college, but cross paths again after starting their careers.
He Qiang adds that he was in Beijing while she was in Shanghai. Their companies ended up collaborating on a joint project, leading to this sudden and unexpected reunion.
One thing led to another, they got back together, dated, and then boom, married.
He Qiang says, tightly squeezing her hand with a smirk, claiming it was really just that simple.
Once the classmates snap out of their shock, they raise their glasses to toast the happy couple. Chen Shuhan's face turns completely red with embarrassment as he awkwardly slinks back into his seat. Love to see it. Keeping his mouth shut for the rest of the night, our couple becomes the absolute main event. Everyone crowds around them, asking endless questions about how they managed to get back together. They want to know when they married and why they kept it secret. The two coordinate seamlessly, answering every single question with perfect teamwork.
For a moment, it really feels like they are a deeply in love married couple. My heart is melting.
Once the reunion finally ends, He Qiang and Su Baizhou walk out of the hotel together. Once they reach the exit, she slowly lets go of his hand. Smiling, she thanks him for playing along so well, and He Qiang, looking at her, says she did great too. He cannot help but ask why she claimed they were married, making Su Baizhou arch her brow and retort. She asks if he wanted to get mocked, adding that she was not entirely lying either. He Qiang stands frozen, completely confused by her words. Su Baizhou pulls a wallet from her designer bag and opens it, revealing a small photo tucked inside. It is actually their wedding photo, instantly making He Qiang's mind go completely blank. Wait, what is going on? As he stares at the photo in shock, Su Baizhou giggles, calling it fake before snapping her wallet shut. She notes that nobody would actually look closely, letting He Qiang finally sigh in relief. Feeling a sudden strange wave of disappointment, He Qiang quickly changes the subject by offering to drive her home, but she politely declines. Pointing to a sleek white sedan parked nearby, she casually mentions that she brought her own car tonight. As he says goodbye, she suddenly calls out He Qiang's name, making him stop. Su Baizhou looks straight into Changzi's eyes, saying that one thing she said was actually true. She seriously admits he was really handsome back then, before turning around toward the parking lot. She doesn't look back, leaving Changzi standing there alone. As he watches her car vanish into the night, his phone suddenly starts buzzing. It's his buddy Zhang Haoyu, hyped up and shouting that Changzi's a total legend. How did he manage to hide his marriage? And when did this even happen? Haoyu demands a confession, but Changzi sighs that it's a long story. With a bitter laugh, Changzi tells him they'll talk tomorrow and hangs up. Looking up at the starry night sky, his mind is racing. It's been 10 years, but seeing her still makes his heart flutter, and honestly, it's total peak romance. The next day, Haoyu drags him out for lunch and immediately demands he confess everything.
What is actually going on? Because there's no way they're really married.
Suspecting the marriage photo is totally photoshopped, Changzi lays out everything that went down. He tells him the whole truth, confirming that they aren't actually married. Realizing the photo is fake, Haoyu has a massive light bulb moment. But then, Haoyu frowns, wondering why she would even help Changzi in the first place. And she even said he was handsome back then, so does she still have feelings? Changzi tells him to stop guessing since so many years have already passed. But despite his calm words, his mind is a complete and absolute mess. Haoyu points out that their chemistry yesterday was insane, looking way too real to be fake, and honestly, he is so right. Changzi stays silent, just quietly sipping his tea to hide his nerves. While his mind is churning, he suddenly gets a WeChat friend request later that afternoon.
It's a request from Su Baizhou, and she texts him the second they connect.
She texts to thank him for yesterday and invites him out for a meal.
As a thank you gesture, they arrange to meet at a quiet, cozy cafe.
She arrives first, looking stunning in a fresh, casual outfit. Without her sharp professional suit, she looks incredibly relaxed and much younger. Qiangzi breaks the ice, apologizing for causing her so much trouble the night before. Feeling a bit awkward, he watches as she gently stirs her coffee and smiles.
She says she hates guys like Chen Shuhan too, adding that she actually owes him, leaving him completely stunned.
She lowers her head, quietly admitting that she was the one who initiated their breakup. Her voice drops as she confesses they were just too young to handle a long-distance relationship.
That's why she was so harsh, but Qiangzi sighs that it's all in the past.
He sighs and agrees they were both too young to make things work. They simply didn't know how to keep love alive across the distance, but then she whispers that she regrets it. Looking up with teary eyes, she admits she wanted to get back together with him, and bro, the regret is real. But she heard he had a new girlfriend, which Qiangzi explains were only brief, meaningless relationships. He softly asks about her, noting that she supposedly stayed single all these years. She nods with a bitter laugh, explaining that work kept her way too busy.
Plus, she never met the right person, or maybe her heart was always holding on to some unresolved feelings.
A heavy silence falls over them, with only the soft cafe music filling the space.
Qiangzi breaks the silence, asking how long she is staying, and she replies it is just for a week.
She looks at him, explaining she only came back to handle some personal things. Then she softly admits she is considering moving back, making him wonder about her job in Shanghai. Shrugging it off, she casually replies that big city life was just getting way too exhausting.
He is exhausted, so when she asks about his plans now that he is back, he says he is undecided.
She tilts her head and smiles. Maybe open a cozy little shop.
Or maybe just settle down.
She pauses, then turns the question right back on him.
Just busy. Work in Beijing is nonstop.
But the pay is good, and soon they are catching up on everything. They talk about the past 10 years and all the precious time they missed. This is where it gets so beautifully painful. They both changed, yet some things never did. She still has a massive sweet tooth, still hates cilantro, still bites her lip when nervous, while he still plays basketball, still avoiding spicy food. Before parting ways, she asks if he is free this week to hang out as old classmates, and he answers yes instantly. Tomorrow, they go back to school. The next day, they finally return to their beloved old high school. The school barely changed, except for a fresh coat of paint. There is a brand new track, and they walk side by side, strolling past the familiar plane trees and the old bleachers. Remember this place? Su Baizhou points to the third tree with pure nostalgia. This is where he confessed 13 times. Talk about dedication, guys. He remembers the insane nerves, fully expecting another rejection that day. But she whispers that she actually wanted to say yes back then. No courage. He asks why. She was terrified of people laughing and ruining their grades. Afraid of failing, Su Baizhou gently leans onto his shoulder. With a soft sigh of regret, she laments the wasted years. Wrapping his arm around her, he looks into her eyes. If they start over now, does she dare? Her eyes shine as she challenges him, and he says yes. Under that tree 10 years later, they finally kiss. The payoff is unreal. Bathed in warm, dazzling light, he feels 18 again.
Right back to that sun-drenched summer when she first said yes.
They meet almost every single day, visiting their old boba spot, ordering their favorite childhood drinks and browsing the local bookstore, buying some books and walking down those familiar old streets. They share deep, hidden secrets and talk about the painful regrets of the last 10 years. Discussing the future, she asks if he would move back home. Su Baizhou looks at him, her eyes completely full of hope. He answers yes immediately, promising he can easily work remotely. Or find a local job, but she worries about his career.
What does that even matter?
Holding her hand, he says nothing has meaning without her. She starts crying, her warm tears falling onto his hand. He just holds her tight. 10 years of separation only made them realize just how much they meant to each other.
A week later, she had to go back to Shanghai to resign, leading to a bittersweet farewell.
She held him tight, whispering softly in his ear.
She promised she wouldn't make him wait another 10 years, and he held her close.
Hearts full of hope. 2 months later, the big move finally happened.
Su Baizhou moved back home while he transitioned to a remote job from Beijing.
He packed up his things, returning to this memory-filled town.
Renting apartments on opposite sides of town, they slowly began merging their lives again.
They ate together and walked everywhere. Seriously, this slow-burn romance is just too wholesome.
As they planned their future, he mentioned wanting to open up a bookstore.
Su Baizhou's eyes lit up as she suggested adding a cozy little coffee corner.
She wanted it warm and quiet, so he offered to build her the management system.
He jokingly asked if she even trusted him, and she laughed, knowing he was a programmer.
He proudly raised his chin, and they shared a knowing, happy smile. Just like 2 carefree kids, it took them 3 months to set up the shop.
They met each other's families. His parents absolutely loved Su Baizhou. They adored her, and her parents were equally thrilled with him.
Her parents joked about his dedication, chasing their daughter 13 times back then.
Su Baizhou instantly blushed, complaining to her mom as 2024 spring arrived.
Their bookstore finally opened. They named it 13, a tribute to the 13 love letters he had written to her. On opening day,
So many of their old classmates showed up, completely packing the cozy little shop.
even Chen Shuhan made an appearance, carrying a beautiful flower basket to congratulate them.
With a warm, slightly apologetic smile, he offered them his congratulations. He scratched his head, admitting that this time, they were the real deal.
They thanked him, and our boy gave his old rival a reassuring shoulder pat.
Any lingering awkwardness in their hearts had completely vanished.
The bookstore did incredibly well, keeping Su Baizhou busy and happy every single day. She always had a joyful smile while he handled his remote work from home.
In his free time, he would help out at the shop, brewing coffee for customers.
Organizing books, their simple life felt incredibly complete. Cozy and perfect. Then came the autumn of 2024.
When he decided it was finally time to propose, after the bookstore closed,
he lit up the candles and fairy lights he had hidden, bathing the shop in a warm glow. He pulled out a ring he had kept for months, knelt down, and looked at Su Baizhou.
He reminded her of his 13th confession right there 10 years ago, asking her one more time.
He asked if she would marry him, and she immediately burst into tears of joy. Nodding frantically, she said she would say yes for the 13th time.
She would say yes 100 times over, bringing this beautiful, slow burn to 2025.
No grand ceremony, just their absolute closest family and old school friends. Sheg Haoyu stood proudly as his best man, while Xiao Qie was Su Baizhou's bridesmaid, and even Chen Shuhan showed up. He actively helped out, running around to greet guests and keep things moving.
At the wedding, they played a sweet video showing their youth from high school,
their long-distance college years, all the way to their beautiful reunion 10 years later. Fast forward to now, their happy life ends with a beautiful handwritten line. From high school uniforms to wedding dresses. As Su Baizhou walks toward Luo Ye in her stunning white wedding gown, she looks absolutely angelic. Luo Ye cannot hold back his tears, and she gently wipes them away with a smile.
She softly calls him silly, asking why he is crying when she is so happy.
He grips her hand, his voice cracking.
Like a dream. But she whispers back that it is absolutely real.
Gently standing on her tiptoes, she gives him an incredibly sweet and soft kiss right on his lips.
They have a lifetime ahead of them, and once the ceremony ends, everyone crowds around. Their old classmates immediately swarm around the happy couple, cheering and offering endless wedding blessings. Zhou Xiaoqi excitedly cheers that their sweet romance could honestly be turned into a movie. Zhang Haoyu chimes in, comparing their beautiful love to a K-drama. Chen Shuhan walks over with a glass in hand, looking genuinely sincere as he apologizes for his past behavior. He apologizes for how the teacher targeted them, sincerely wishing them a happy wedding.
All in the past, he smiles and tells them not to worry.
He clinks glasses with a smile, letting all those past unpleasant memories fade away. Everything dissolves with this drink, and later, Su Baizhou whispers in his ear. She softly confesses that back when he confessed to her for the 13th time, she was already sold. She was completely ready to say yes, and he smiles, remembering the tenderness in her eyes that day.
He saw it in her eyes, but she wonders why he was still so nervous. Because he loved her, he says, while staring into her eyes. Whether it was the past, present, or future. Every single time he sees her, his heart still flutters as she leans onto his shoulder.
She smiles. How about now? Even more nervous, he replies.
He holds her tight in his arms, terrified that this beautiful reality might suddenly vanish like a dream. Interlocking their fingers, she reassures him that they will walk this path together forever. They will keep moving forward, hand in hand, all the way until their hair turns completely gray. From their high school uniforms to her wedding dress, and from youth to old age. 13 love letters, now a lifetime promise. From the reckless, passionate infatuation of youth to a mature, deep, and everlasting love. A simple, real story. It has plenty of twists, but ends perfectly. It was a long, bumpy road, but they finally reached their perfect happy ending. Like all true love stories, it required time to mature and settle into something permanent. It demanded endless patience, deep trust, and a refusal to ever give up on each other. Most importantly, it required two willing hearts to try again even after being apart for 10 years. Finding the courage to start over, ignoring the judgmental eyes of the world around them. Firmly choosing one another, ready to protect their love through the most ordinary days. Guarding their hearts with everything they have as he softly whispers, "I love you, Su Baizhou." Forever and always. In the 13th corner of their bookstore, an old photograph hangs on the wall, showing them at 18. They are standing under the sycamore trees, smiling with pure, radiant joy. Right next to the frame, a handwritten note reads, "The 13th love letter." It has finally welcomed its 100th spring. And with that, their sweet story ends. Good night.